Do you want to win every single fight in rank just like this? Oh. Holy sh**. If so, then you clicked on the right video, because today I'm going to be breaking down my gameplay and showing you my thought process as one of the top 75 ranked players in NA this season, and show you, yes, you watching this video right now, the 8 best ways to instantly become a better fighter in ranked. And once you're done with this video, you're never going to find yourself losing a fight in ranked ever again. And don't worry, every single tip I cover in this video is going to be insanely easy to master. So if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, it means a lot. Also check out my other socials, but now onto the video. So first things first, if you want to win fights in ranked this season, you have to learn how to end fights quickly, because this season has an insane amount of movement items, which means third parties are basically inevitable. So that means you're going to have to learn how to full box and piece control your opponent. So in this fight right here, as you can see, I'm sitting on low ground boxed up and another player's pushing up to my wall. Now when this player pushes up to my wall and he's up there and he's trying to swing on it, from where I'm standing right now, I wouldn't want to edit this wall because any edit I make would be easy for the other player to see and he could easily pump me and kill me. So instead, I'm going to hold the edit on the wall below the player in his blind spot. From this point, I can confirm the edit and side jump without the other player being able to see me. And from this point, when I side jump, I'm going to jump off of the cone, and then I'm going to turn to my right while holding out a wall and then catch myself. This allows me to grab the wall in between me and the other player. I can now make a window edit, and from this point, I'm able to put cones in his box and then put walls in his box. This now allows me to full box the player without him even knowing. If you can see from his POV, he literally had no idea he was full boxed until I was already on him. And from this point, it's an easy pump shot. After I crack the player, then I can just spray him with my SMG and pick up a free kill. And after I pick up that kill, notice how I don't even edit the wall and go for the loot. I block off my back, and once I know it's secure, then I go for the loot. Oh! So if you want to start winning fights in rank just like this, start catching your opponents off guard just like this so that you can piece control them, so that you can full box them, giving you free kills. Moving on now, I want to talk about the best way to piece control your opponents every single time, and that is by using the ramp phase trick to full box your opponents. So an example of this in a fight would be right here. As you can see, I'm boxed up above another player. He's going to drop onto my floor and he's going to start to spray me. When he does this, I'm going to edit the wall in front of me, edit the floor below me, and then I'm going to pump him and get some opening damage. Now as soon as I go and push this player, I set up a double edit. But when I realize he's made a window edit, I'm going to reset and I'm going to look for a different angle. And when I go above this player, he's going to then swap to his mats and he's going to create a box of metal. Now as I push up to this player, I'm going to look into his box. This is probably the most important part of the fight, and I'm going to look into his box and see if there's a cone in there. When there isn't a cone, all I'm going to do is double pump the wall and then throw a ramp in there. From this point, I'm going to pre-piece the box to the right of the player, so that when he tries to leave the box and edit out, I can double pump him and crack him. Now after I do this, obviously the player is going to run away and create space, and he's going to try to pop his meds. So I'm going to set up a double edit, drop onto his wall. Now as I drop onto this player's wall, instead of just trying to take his wall like a normal player, I'm going to swing on it, and then I'm going to hold out a ramp and a wall at the same time. This is going to allow me to put piece control in his box and grab the wall at the same time. And from this point, I'm going to edit through the wall, and then I'm going to place a wall to my right. This is now going to put the player in timeout, and he's going to be trapped in the corner with nowhere to go. And this is going to allow me to confirm the ramp edit, drop on this player, pump him once, and then pick up a free elimination. Holy sh**. So if you want to start full boxing your opponents and putting them in timeout just like this, start doing things like this in ranked so you can start picking up free kills and winning your fights in ranked. Moving on now, let's talk about the most consistent way to win fights in ranked, and that is by reading your opponent's movements. This is going to be the most consistent way that you're going to be able to full box and piece control your opponents. So an example on how to read your opponent's movements to piece control them would be right here. As you can see, there's a player below me, I'm building up above him, and I'm going to try and smack on his wall. But then he's going to drop onto low ground. Now when I see the player drop on a low ground, I'm going to double edit to my right and then look down, and I'm going to pull out my double pump and I'm going to hit the player twice. After I hit the player twice, he's going to swap to his hard mats obviously, and he's going to create a box of space. Now when this happens, I'm going to chase down after him, set up a double edit, and I'm going to turn around and make sure I hold out my pump. This is just in case the other player were to edit on me. When I see the player not editing on me, I don't want to go for his wall instantly. Instead, I'm going to flip up the cone in front of me, edit a wall to my left, and then I'm going to create a box to the left of the player and then reset the cone. Now, not only does this set me up for a right hand peek, but also creating this box also grabs control of this box. If the player were to ever move in here, I already have control of this wall right here. And when the other player edits, I'm not going to peek him. I'm going to let him jump first and then shoot. This way I don't take any damage, and since I have a sentinel, I can easily snag the wall and then make an edit. But as I grab the wall, I notice the player running out to my left into the box that I already created space in. So from this point, since I have control of the wall, I can make a window edit and then hold out a cone. This is then going to trap the player in the cone, and since I have full control over it, I can now make a one style edit and swing to the left. Notice my POV right now, I can clearly see the player right when he peeks out, I can shoot and I'm on a right hand peek. But from the other player's POV right now, you can clearly see I'm still fully protected behind that wall. And since I get that first shot off, I can take 2 pump shots with my double pump, and I'm able to pump this player twice and then pick up a free elimination. So if you want to start piece controlling your opponents just like this, start reading their movements so that you can box them and then pick up free kills. Moving on, now let's talk about the next best way to consistently win fights in ranked, and that is with predictions. Predictions are going to be the easiest way for you watching this video to pre-piece your opponents every single time. So an example on how to do this in a fight would be right here. As you can see, I'm running around in the middle of the map, and I see the player with the medallion is up in front of me. And when this player lands on this rock, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit him with my Wrecker revolver and get some opening damage in the fight. After getting damage on this player, obviously he's going to try to pop meds. So I'm going to close the distance while applying pressure. This is going to allow me to get close to the player while stopping him from popping meds. Now from this point right here in the fight, I'm looking up at the player and I notice there's nothing above his head right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ramp up with the player, and then I'm going to hold out cones and drag them across to my right. This is going to put a cone above the player's head, and this means this player is going to be forced to leave this box and create space. And most players from this position, when they get piece above their head, they're going to try and back up into this space and create space. So what I'm going to do is go past the player, and then I'm going to hold out a double edit and pre-piece the box next to him. So that by the time this player tries to create space in that direction, I already have the double edit and I'm looking down at the player, and I can easily double pump him and then pick up a free elimination. And not only that, I get some insane loot as well. So if you want to start pre-piecing your opponents just like this, start looking for opportunities to block your opponents off and then pre-piece the box next to them so you can double pump them or just pump them in general, giving you free kills. Now a big issue a lot of players, and including myself, run into is when you're fighting in ranked and then you get cracked or you just get lasered and you're on defense. So I'm going to show you an example on how to perfectly fight when you're on low HP. So an example on how to do this in a fight would be right here. As you can see, I'm fighting a player just outside of the bunker, and this player is playing super defensive and he's creating a bunch of boxes. Now when this happens, obviously I'm going to try and drop onto his wall while applying pressure to bait this player to peek me. Now while I'm doing this, I notice the player is editing the floor below me, so I'm going to pull out my pump and go for a trade, but I lose the trade and he's able to crack me. Now as soon as this player cracks me, obviously he's going to instantly push up to me and try and drop onto my wall. So I'm instantly going to swap to my hard mats, and I'm going to create a 2x1 of space, and this is going to give me time to react to when the player drops onto my wall and tries to swing on it. Now when this player does try to swing onto my wall, I know I have the Wrecker revolver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back, go into the back box and scope in and pre-fire the player when he tries to swing onto my wall. This is going to allow me to hit the player for an insane amount of damage and crack him almost down to 1 HP. Now from this point, this player is super weak, so I'm going to drop onto his wall and apply pressure, but I'm going to play patient and wait for the player to make a mistake. And eventually when this player drops down onto low ground, I have one of the walls to his right. So I can drop on his side, edit the wall, and I'm able to get in front of him and then pump him in the face. Now, if you want to start consistently winning fights in ranked and especially avoid third parties this season, you need to build good habits after you pick up kills. And the best habit to have after you pick up a kill is to always create space. So in this fight right here, as you can see, I'm fighting in Dystopia City and I just picked up a kill. Now as soon as I pick up that kill, notice how I don't even go for the loot first. I'm instantly creating a box of space around the loot. This is super important because the other player that is near me crash pads over and it instantly pushes me and tries to third party me. But since I created this space, I took 0 damage when the player pushes me, and I have an insane health advantage. And when I see this player pushing up to me, I'm going to create a box in front of me. And right now from where I'm standing, I see the other player in front of me right here, and where he's moving into is probably going to be this box right here. So that means I'm going to edit my wall in front of me, and then I'm going to put a wall in front of him, and then I'm going to full box that area as the player moves into it. This means I'm able to fully box the player, and then I'm going to swing to the left to make sure I have a good right hand peek, and from that point I'm going to wait for the player to shoot and then take my angle and then pump this player and then pick up a free elim. And again, after I pick up that kill, I don't even go for the loot. I instantly create space, reset, and now I go for the loot. Oh my. So if you want to avoid getting cleaned up in fights, start building habits just like this so you never get third partied. And even if you get third partied, you have time to react and you're going to be able to pick up the kill anyways. Moving on now, let's talk about another great way that you can consistently win fights in ranked, and that is by learning how to catch your opponents off guard and full box them. So an example of this in a fight would be right here. As you can see, there is a player in front of me killing a bunch of bugs. I hear him in the distance. So to catch this player off guard, just like before, I'm going to tap my fizz and then I'm going to throw a crash pad. This is going to allow me to not make any visual sound effects or any audio at all when I land on his head. So this means as I'm pushing the player, he's oblivious to me landing on him. But when I land on this player, he has a good reaction time and he blocks me with a wall. Now from this point where I'm standing, I want to point out a really bad mistake this player makes. The first mistake is obviously he's only in one box of space, right? So he can't really work with much. But the worst mistake of all is he doesn't place a cone or a ramp in his box. And when someone like me sees this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray on the wall while holding out a ramp and a wall at the same time. This means I grab control of his box and the wall he's standing on at the same time. I can now edit the wall, edit the ramp, pump the player, and crack him. And after I crack this player, he's moving left. So I'm going to put a wall in between me and him, edit the wall, place 2 cones, and then look to my left and then place 2 walls. This means the player is now full boxed and he's forced to fight me, and I can easily edit, pump the player, and then pick up a free elimination. Now every fighting tip I've given you in this video is going to improve your fighting skills in some way or another. But it's very important not to just get focused on one thing in this video. You need to learn how to combine all of these skills into one actual ranked match or one actual ranked fight, so that no matter the situation, you come out on top in all of your fights, so that you become a better overall player when playing ranked. But that is going to wrap up this video, so if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be live later today, and if you want to see how to get better in the new season, go check this video out. But with that, I'm out. Peace.